Okay, so I hate doing my hair. I have a lot of hair and I really don't like doing anything to it that takes more than 10 minutes. My whole point is I want to give my hair a shape and texture while doing as little as possible to it. So I have my wand already heated up. And part of this working out is that it does need to be very hot. It does need to have heated up as well as it can. Of course, I have my heat glove. So I'm going to start on this side of my hair. My goal here is to not make my hair curly, but just to give my head, my overall head, a shape other than this shape, which is just blah, you know? So I just want to curl these outer pieces of hair that sort of give my head a shape, as well as some of the face framing pieces of hair. And my goal is to try to do it with as little curls as possible. So, you know, maybe 4 curls on each side, maybe 5. And they won't actually be curls. It's just about giving my hair texture. So here we go. My hair is freshly washed. I washed it a few hours ago, but just in case it's not completely dry, I am going to let the base of my hair that's not highlighted take a little longer because it's harder to curl. So now, all right, so that's a pretty good curl. I don't necessarily, I'm going to comb it out and see what it looks like. I don't necessarily want it to be too curly. So that's looking good when I curl it out. So I'm happy with that. So now let's move on to the next, something more middle here. And if you're not sure, I would say err on the side of curling it less, because if you curl it too much, then it's going to be noticeably different from the rest of your hair. So this is curl number 2. You don't want to go all the way up to the ends to give it a true curl. You kind of just wanted to give it more of a wave. And I tend to curl the ends around it at the very last minute and then just kind of pull it off. Again, that's taking on a nice shape. So now I'm going to do this chunk of hair just at the top that's closer to my face. Hold it nice and tight, but don't burn your scalp or your hand. That's why you have to wear the glove. All right, so I like the shape that has there. And then I'm going to see if we can get away now with just doing this final piece of hair at the front of my face. We might have to do another one because there's some straight pieces here, but we'll see. I'm just going to run my fingers through that. And again, I want it to be less curly and more just like a wave, a bend in the hair to prevent it from just having that pla shape. And also by doing that, it smooths out the hair shaft and it takes some of that frizz out of it. So I am liking the shape of that. There is some under hairs right here that are just a little too straight. So I'm going to maybe do one more. So what is this? I think this is curl number 5. So that's my goal, is to try to not have to do more than 4 or 5 curls. That was just enough to give that, prevent it from being stick straight. So I'm pretty happy with that. So now we're going to move on to this side. I'm going to switch gloves because now my other hand has to hold the wand while this left hand is going to be doing the job of curling the hair and therefore risking burning myself on the wand. It took me a little getting used to with these wands that don't have any clips in them, but now I am fairly used to it. Okay, this piece of hair might be too thick, we'll see, but my hair is curling okay today, so I'm going to focus the curl on the bottom section, the section closest to the scalp, and the section that hasn't been color treated and can handle it a little bit more, isn't as damaged. And slowly kind of bring that around. Alright, it's looking good. Alright, and again, midsection here. It's kind of a thick piece of hair, but we're going to try it. So that barely curled because that piece of hair is just too thick. So I might have to separate it or just take a little, I'm going to take some of that out and just do that chunk like that. Get out of there. Alright, so that's better. Now we have this middle chunk of hair. So this will be curl number 3. Well, 3 on this side. 6 total. No, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can I do math? No. So it's 3. This is curl number 3. 8. Curl number 8 total. Total for the head. Whoopsie. Okay. And now these pieces of hair toward the front. I usually count to 10 and then I will keep holding the hair while I wind the rest of it around to prevent it from being totally straight and then kind of release it. Alright, so again, I'm liking the shape of that, and then we have this chunk, this face framing chunk. So let's see if we can do this in one. It is pretty thick. Okay, and then we just have this final piece. So I guess I lost count. I think this is also 5 on this side, and hopefully that should do it. If my hair is the least bit damp, the least bit, even if I think, you know, I've dried it, it really needs to be super, super dried for this to work. Okay, and I think we're done. So that did work out pretty well. You know, again, it's just like a very, very slight wave just to give my hair a nice shape. And I'm pretty pleased with how this has come out here. All right, so that is that. My lazy curl. And honestly, I realized that I don't like the way my face looks with really curly hair. My hair is naturally straight, and when I stray too far from that, it isn't me, you know? So just having a slight shape, a slight wave to the hair, this just feels more like me, you know, and it just gives it a nice movement and texture. So that is that. I would love to know any of your hair tips or any of your favorite hair tools, especially if you have hair like mine. So go ahead and please leave any comments below. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, share it, like it, and thanks so much.